Hey everybody, I'm Eric.
And I'm Melissa.
And we're Tilted K Homestead.
We are.
And we've got a... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and today we were going to be making a couple of different videos for you guys. And we can get more into that in a minute.
That's right. If you're watching the smoker video of us doing the ham and the ribs and the other things in the smoker, there'll be a link to Missy's video. She's making spiced apple chips in the dehydrator.
Dehydrated, yes.
And there'll be a link right up here to her video.
And if you're watching my video for dehydrated spiced chips, I will leave a link to Eric's video up top so that you can go in and check on what he's doing too. Go. Okay, so we're preparing this food for our trip down to Arkansas. The land that we purchased down there is going to be our future homestead.
That's
and
correct.
We've been preparing, yes, we've been doing a lot of preparing for this journey. So we're really excited to be showing you guys some of the things that we've been doing for food prep.
That's right. So Missy is making the apple chips, and that will be a snack for us while we're down there, while we're working on the land, and also for the trip down there. So that's what Missy's making. Now I'm making applesauce glazed ham, and we're going to take that and we're going to get some meals out of it, and we're going to get
we're going to make some ham salad.
Ham salad.
And we're going to use our fresh, our canned relish to make the ham salad.
Also, it is an applesauce glazed ham. So we will leave a link for the applesauce canning video right there as well. So we're going to get a meal, and she's going to make a ham salad out of that. Now we're also going to cook ribs, which we are actually going to have tonight for dinner.
Tonight.
Then we're cooking some sweet sausage,
yep,
which will go into several meals for this coming week, because we don't leave till Saturday. A week from today.
Yep.
But we're also going to do some sage or rosemary. Olive oil chicken. Yep. That Missy's going to make chicken salad out of, and that is all going in the smoker. So we really hope that you guys will follow along. We are going to have a ton of video.
Yes.
For our trip down and what we're doing when we're down there. Those of you that have followed along, you will get to see a much better the land that we have there. Even though it's forested, we're going in there and we're going to really check it out. So we hope that you guys stay tuned. And if you're watching my video about the smoker, come see me now and we'll go on with that.
Alright, and if you're watching my video, dehydrating apple chips, I will meet you guys in the kitchen.
Thanks a lot, guys. See you in a bit. Alright, guys. I have my handy dandy little recipe that we put our rub together. So we're going to make that for you. The first thing we're going to put in is some brown sugar. And we're going to put in half a cup of light brown sugar. And that's about a half a cup. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to put in is a quarter cup of smoked paprika. Be very careful with your paprika, because it can get very messy if you're not careful. A little bit more. That's just about right. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to put in is a tablespoon of black pepper. I don't know if I'm going to get this in there. I am not, so I'm going to pour it. Bingo. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. And 1 tablespoon of onion powder. And then these are teaspoons, and we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper for heat. Go. And we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of chipotle, which also will give it a bit of heat. But will help with the smoky flavor. So once you get all your ingredients in, you just get them all mixed in really good. And get all your brown sugar clumps out. And your brown sugar will clump a little, and you can just use the fork on the side of the bowl and break it all up really good. Get it all mixed in really good so that we can get that onto our ribs. Okay, and we're going to finish breaking this up with our raw hands when we put it on. So this is good to go. So now we have to get our ribs ready. So let me go get our ribs, and I'll show you what we do to the ribs before we put the rub on it. Okay, so we've got our rack of ribs here, but before we put our rub on it, we need to do a little work to it. So if you flip your ribs over, you will see on here this silver skin, and you want to take that off. And all I do is I just slip a knife up underneath and lift it up at one end, and usually at that point you can just pull it off. Yeah, just like that. So see that silver skin, and that just comes right off. And you get that off. Now, I don't have gloves on right now, because it's kind of hard with the rubber gloves on to get this silver skin off. I did wash my hands before. So I'm going to get rid of this silver skin. I'm going to rewash my hands, and I'm going to put on some rubber gloves to put our rub on the ribs. Otherwise it stains your hands. So let me do that and we'll come right back. Okay guys, so I'm all gloved up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my hands and do a final stir and mix and break up of this rub. Okay. And then all you're going to do is take this rub, and you can be pretty generous of it and get it all over and you really want it coated up nicely on all sides. Okay. And there's a reason why they call it rub. You're supposed to rub it on. Okay, so we're going to flip it over now to the more meaty side. That's actually pretty good. That is plenty of rub. Now, okay, so as you can see, I have some rub left over. What you want to do is you want to sprinkle your rub onto your meat and then pat it so that you really don't pat your meat and then put your hands back into your rub. That way you can save it and use it on something else, throw it in a mason jar, throw it in a Ziploc, and you'll have it for later. And you're not really throwing it away. Now, this is well covered, and we're actually going to put some more on here because I really want a good spicy smoky flavor. And at the tail end of this, we're actually gonna use a little applesauce to give it like a glaze and to give it like a glaze and to seal in all those flavors and give it a little sweet and a little smoky and hot flavor. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this rib and we're going to put it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours until we're ready to put it in the smoker. So we're going to do that and we'll come back when we're ready to fire up the smoker. So we're going to glaze the ham with this, and actually our ribs, which we put a rub on, the last hour or so, I'm going to put a little of this on there as well. And that's going to give it a nice sweet caramely taste and texture to it. So we're going to use that. One of the other things I wanted to show you guys was my thermostat that I use for the smoker. Now this is a 4-prong thermostat, and this is the receiver for it, and then it has a remote here as well that I can now bring in the house and keep track of everything. So I will keep track of my ham, my ribs, my chicken, and my sausage as they go in. And this is a really good product. Now, I'm not sponsored by these guys. I bought this on my own. I bought this before we even started doing YouTube. And I will leave a link for this down in the description. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. It works great, and it really helps you to get an idea of what's going on with your meat, especially in the smoker, where you really don't want to open the door any more than you really have to. So I'll leave a link for that down in the description for you. Alright guys, we're ready to start putting stuff into the smoker. I got my smoker ready, got my wood chips in. This is our seasoned up rack of ribs. Okay, we're going to open this up, and those are going to go right down on there. Okay, we got our ham ready.
Quiet.
This tray out. Gonna get our ham right on there, and then we're gonna put our applesauce glaze right on it, and we're just gonna smear this all over it. It is super windy out here. Alright, that's all set. Push that in. Let's get this baby closed up. Inside, we're going to set up and program our receiver, which will tell us what the temperatures are and get that all set. Alright guys, we got to reglaze the ham. Let's take a look at what we got. First, let's take a peek. Oh, look at that. That is our ribs. That looks perfectly fine. And this is our ham. So we're going to reglaze that. Guys, we're at the 3-hour mark. Oh, that looks fantastic. Look at that. All right. This will be the last glaze we put on the ham. All right, that's the glaze for the ham. Now, oh, look at those ribs. We're going to put a quick layer of this on the ribs as well. Look at that. Okay, now we're just going to take this. And that just goes right in there, like that. This probe is for the chicken. I'm going to plug it in right there. So this is the temperature in the oven. I had the door open. That's the temperature of the ham. That's the temperature of the ribs, but we're going to go all the way to 205, 210 for the ribs. And that's the temperature of the chicken we just put in. Now, I'm not taking the temperature of the sausage because when the chicken's up to temp, the sausage will be at the same temp, and the sausage is going to be reheated when it goes into the metal-y. Alright guys, Thermostat says that our ribs are done. Let's see what we got here. Oh boy. Oh, those ribs are definitely done. Take a look at that. That is pretty special. So we're going to leave our ham in for a little while longer. That's going to go for the same amount of time as till the chicken and the sausage is done. That's about another hour and 15 minutes or so. But this was at 205, and look at it, it just comes right off. That's ready to go. We're going to bring it in and let it rest. That's going to be our dinner for tonight. All right, guys. Temperature gauge says our meat's done. Let's see what we got. Oh, we're going to start here with our sausage and chicken. Here's the chicken. Oh, look at that. That is perfect. Look at that. Oh, that is so good looking. Look at that. That looks perfect. All right, guys, we're going to get this food in. We're going to let it set and cool, and then get it ready to get packaged up for our trip. Once again, anytime you can hit that little logo down there and click and subscribe to our channel. You can also subscribe down in the show notes and hit that bell. It'll let you know every time we got a video coming up. And if you like these videos, hit that little thumbs up. Alright guys, I hope you find this really interesting. I hope you come along with our journey next week. We're going to have a lot of video for you, showing you the land that's going to become our homestead and our journey down there. Thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye.